Hi everyone. We'll wait for 2 more minutes for others to join. Hi everyone. Is my voice audible? Anyone please confirm?
Yes.
Thank you. Hi, I'm UV. I'll be your trainer for this full stack developer course. So let me introduce myself. I'm UV and I'm in this IT field for almost 15 years. I got a chance to work in different programming language and technology. I have hands-on experience in C, C++, Java, .NET, and all the latest technologies. I had a chance to work UI frameworks like Angular, starting from Angular, AngularJS, TypeScript related things, Node.js, and I have hands-on experience in the cloud technologies also. I'm a certified AWS and Google solution architect. I did my things in other aspect of digital worlds like microservices related aspects, containers, Dockers. So I have experience on all these fields. But as part of this training, we'll be covering the aspects related to Java and Java backend and Angular. This is the full course related content. And without delay, let's go through the content. So I think so many of you could have got a chance to see the course content, a high level course content. Would have seen it, but let me elaborate because the course content is at high level. We would have given only the topics. I'll try to cover what and all we'll be covering as part of the each and every topic. So I'll be sharing my screen. Let me know if you're able to see my screen. Okay, is my screen visible?
Yeah, we are able to see it.
Thank you. The very first thing is, let me tell what is the agenda of this particular course. This course is mainly intended for students or the employees who is mainly looking for some change. Some people might be a student level, they might be doing their colleges and planning for a new job, and they know other programming language and planning for a new IT job in Java world. There are some employees who is already a part of an organization, but they are working in a different platform, different technology, and they want to look for a job in Java related aspect. There are some employees who do Java work, but they don't know the concept. They might be knowing the uh, basic concept of Java. They want to upskill. So different level of students would be there. So this program is intended for covering all the kinds of students, because we'll be starting from the scratch. So here it doesn't mean that you need a programming language background. Even if you don't know any one programming language, it is fine, because we will be starting from the scratch. We will start everything from the basic, like we will tell what is Java, what is programming language. So we'll start from that point. And if you know a programming language, yes, it's good, it's added value for you to go through. But if you don't know, no problem at all, because I'll be touching upon everything from the scratch, I'm saying. So in the first day of classes, I'll be covering what is programming language, out of that programming language, why Java is famous, those things and all I'll be covering. So next thing is, we will be seeing a different aspect, because our main intent is, most of the students are joining by keeping one thing in the mind, that is, I have to clear the interview. Then the subsequent process, once I clear the interview, I have to work independently. So without depending upon any other team members, I have to do my activity by myself. If it is a simple task or it is a complex task, I should be able to do by myself. This is the mindset of all the students who is join the training courses. So what we will be doing is, first we will do a step by step process. That is, we will make you comfortable with Java first. We will make you understand what is Java. So we'll start from the beginning. Then parallelly, what I will be doing is, my style is on the job training. That is, I'll be doing the theoretical plus the practical. All my sessions, if you see, all my sessions would be practical oriented. I won't just say what is class, what is object. No, I won't start my class like that. Today my topic is class, means I will be giving some real time examples to you. Then I will write a program related to that, so that you can easily correlate what is class, what I'm trying to say. I will make you understand. Then only I will make you to read the theoretical parts, like what is the definition of a class, what is the definition of object. So for the very first time, I won't tell what is the theoretical things, like a definition of a class, definition of an object, what are the types available. I won't take you to that mode in the first stage itself. First, I will give you a real-time example. I try to correlate each and every topic, because whatever we are learning, whatever we are doing, everything is related to the day-to-day activities. So obviously, there will be a relevant example available in our real world. So I try to correlate each and every topic with a real-time examples. I may take a simple examples like your school day stories or your college stories or your home related things, anything. But end of the session, you will understand what is the concept. That is the main intent. So we will start a session with one or two theoretical. So I hardly show PPTs in my presentation. Most of the time, we will be seeing our IDEs only. IDEs are nothing but the editors used for the Java development. So that IDEs, I keep on open that, and I will be doing the demos. I'll be explaining. It's not like I already write some code and open the code and show you. So lively, I will be typing each and every line, so that you will get to know why this particular line I'm typing. When I type differently, what type of error I will get. If I get an error, how I'm fixing it for your real time activities also. That what I say on the job training. So on the session itself, I'll train people, like it will give you confidence that end of the session you can open your IDE, that is your editor, and you can do your coding by yourself. That is the main intent. So throughout this 40 hours, the course duration 40 hours we are mentioning here, this 40 hours is intended for my activity, that's covering all the topics. Beyond this activity, I'll be giving you a lab exercises. That lab exercise will be related to your theoretical part or the demo which I shown in that particular day. So you will be trying by yourself. So I'll be guiding you offline. That is, daily we'll be having 1 hour of session. After that end of the 1 hour, I'll be giving the related lab exercise to you. I will see whether you are able to do it. If you are not able to do it, in my previous sessions, students used to ping me offline only. They will ping me, they will post their questions in the group itself, they will post their questions, and I'll be resolving it. If we are not able to resolve it, if the student still can't understand, the next day we will be sorting out the problem, that we will be discussing the issue, and the next day session will start. So this is how we used to go with our session. This 40 hours is mainly intended to cover the topic. Additionally, we will be doing the lab exercise. So finally, when you are completing this 40 hours plus the lab exercise, you will get a confidence to do your coding both in the backend and the UI. The Angular part also will be covering. So both front end and back end, you will get a confidence to do your coding by yourself. That is the main intent. So my teaching style is on the job. Like I'll be teaching parallelly, I'll train you. It doesn't mean that I'll be. It's like a usually when you go for any training or online tutorial, it's like a video will be played and you will see the video, and you will forget after some day. So my intent, it's not like that. When you learn along with me, then you will get to learn more things. That is my working style. So if you're stuck anywhere, obviously I'll be there to support you, either offline or online. So my contact details, everything will be shared in the group. So we'll be working parallelly to sort out the issues. The first thing what we will be covering here is, as usual thing, what is Java. So first you should know what is Java. So I'll be explaining what is Java. Prior to that, I'll be explaining what is programming language, because some of the students may not be from the computer science background. So to make them comfortable, I'll be covering the what is programming language. Then I'll be covering what is Java and what are the features available in Java. Then when you go for an interview question, the very first question or the basic question they will ask, because they want to test you whether you have a real hands-on experience, or you read some interview questions online and came here. So some interviewer may ask some tricky questions, because I myself is a, I'm doing a panelist work for different organizations, so I know how to test the people. So very first question, tricky question, what I will ask is, what is JVM? What is the difference between JVM, JDK, and JRE? Because this question is a very basic question. Some people may think it is a basic question, but people who worked on the field for more than 2 years, they may not be knowing this question, because they know coding, but the very basic things they will miss it. To test whether they are really knowledge person, I myself ask this question to many people. So that part we will be covering. So everything is a real-time examples I will be giving so that you can understand. Then initial few days itself, I will make you install IDE. You can use an online source also to do the Java development, but I prefer that when you get into an organization, they will expect you that you should know at least one IDE. But I can say that end of the session, you will know at least three IDE, because for different sections, I'll be introducing new IDE, that is editor. The very first thing I'll be introducing is IntelliJ for the core Java related development. Then for the Spring Boot, I'll be introducing you the STS. So it's again look like a Eclipse only, but it's mainly intended for Spring Boot application. Then I'll be introducing the Visual Studio Code also. So end of the sessions, you will be knowing three IDEs, Java related IDEs. So this will be one of the added value to you when you go for an interview. They will ask you what are the IDEs you are comfortable with. Then you can very confidently say that you can do development in three IDEs. So any one itself is sufficient for your development, but I'll be introducing three IDEs here so that you will be comfortable. So STS will look like Eclipse. So obviously, you can even say that you know Eclipse also, because how to create a project, how to run an application or an individual standalone Java program, everything will be same in your STS and Eclipse. So you can say that you know four IDEs also. So these are the things we'll be covering tools wise. Then we will be stepping into, after installing Java and IDE, then step by step I'll take you into the real-time development. So very first day itself, I won't say what is class and object, we will be touching upon the basic Java also. So in basic Java, we will be concentrating on different aspects like what are the different editions of Java available. Java itself has different editions. One is the standard edition, another is enterprise. When you are doing any training or your demo purpose, you can use standard edition. When you are going for any organization level, an enterprise level, when you look for a more advantage of Java, a security or performance, then enterprise edition is needed. If you are looking for a Android related application, then a different version of Java or edition of Java you have to use. So I'll be explaining what are the different types of editions available. Then I'll be explaining the structure of Java program. So if you take a program, a Java program, what is the minimum component the program should have so that you can run your program? So that I'll be explaining. Then we will be doing one simple program, your first program in Java. So once we do all those things, then we will be seeing the variables. So what is variables? What is data type? What is literals? These and all we will see, and different naming convention we have to use in these sections. For a variable, how you are supposed to declare. If it is a class, if it is a package, if it is a interface, how you have to give a name for it. What is the pattern you have to use? That and all I'll be explaining in the initial few sessions. Then in the data types, I'll be explaining what is primitive data type, what is non-primitive data types. So what are all the available data types in Java? What are the things we regularly use and program? Because the main intent is if you are an employee of an organization, if you are looking for some other professions, like you are in Python and you are looking for a Java, then obviously the expectation from you is after a week of your onboard, they will ask you to do coding. So that time you should not do the basic mistakes and all. So what I'll be doing is I'll be explaining the different naming conventions, the patterns, how you can organize your files, your folders, how you can create a project, how you can import the project. If you are into an organization, obviously you are not going to write a file from the scratch. Obviously your workspace would be there, and that workspace you will be add into your IDE and you will start your development. So I will guide you in such a way that you will understand the existing code also. I will guide you so that as part of this training course, you will get an idea how to read the existing code also. Then the conversions. So when you talk about data types, there are different data types available. So what is regularly used in our day-to-day activity, we will be touching upon. And in the data types itself, there are different types. Um, the primitive and the non-primitive. So here in the data type explanation, I'll be stretching upon the concept of string a lot, because string is a different concept. So we will be seeing a detailed information about string, that is in string, why it is immutable. So interview related aspect, every topic, I won't be just saying the definition or the interview questions alone. Why string is immutable? Then I won't be reading the answer. I'll be explaining you with the real-time demos. I'll be writing a program and showing you why it is immutable. So you will get a clear idea and it will register in your mind also. Then how to declare a string in a literal way and using a new keyword, that is object way. So that we will be discussing as part of string. Then what are the inbuilt methods available for the string classes? Because string is a special class, so there are some inbuilt methods available. So for you to do some operations like converting from a lowercase to uppercase, or to find a particular character in a string. So many options are available. So that and all we'll be discussing. And there is a important interview questions like what is the difference between equal to and dot equals to method. For this, I will be covering a detailed session. There are so many scenarios available or the case studies available. I'll be detailing explaining the scenarios so that you will understand why the equal to symbol and the dot equals to methods are not same. That we will be seeing. And different memory allocation, the difference between the string and literal way, and the new keyword is the memory allocations, heap memory and string constant pool. I'll be explaining when you define a string using string literal, which memory it will occupy. When you define a string using the new keyword, which memory it will occupy, that I'll be explaining you. And what are all the comparison methods available in string? There are some 9 methods available that we will be discussing. What are the searching methods? Why we are touching upon these areas is, apart from your interview, when you clear it, when you are doing some real-time development, then most of the coding will be related to string aspects only. So that time this comparison method and searching methods will be helpful for you. So that I'll be covering. Then string buffer and string builder. When you should go for string buffer, when you should go for string builder, that we will be discussing. Then we will be seeing for the other data types, for the primitive data types, for integer, for short, these things, what is implicit conversion, how to convert from one data type to another data type, uh, implicit and explicit, both the things we will be covering. Then your first hello world program. So we will be doing some simple programs. In the first step itself, we'll be doing. Then we will be doing the escape sequence. I told you, right? Like we were doing string related aspects. In string, we will be covering some escape sequence. If you want to remove a particular thing, if you want to remove a white space, if you want to introduce a tab into your string, how we can do. So those things we will be covering in the escape sequence. And the main thing is to read an input. So when you are running a program, obviously you have to get an input to the program. So I'll be touching upon the scanner also. Using the scanner, how you can read different inputs, how you can read an integer, how you can read a string. So those and all we will be checking here. And when you read a string after an integer, what is the challenge you will face and how you can rectify, that also we will be seeing in the string reader things, that is getting an input. Then into the operations, so different operators are available. So here we will be seeing the basic arithmetic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulo. Then component operators we'll be seeing. Then we will see the increment and decrement operator. So increment and decrement operator, here we'll be doing some lab exercise also, because it will be asked in your interview question. Most of the panelists like this topic a lot, because they can make some tricky questions and they will test whether you're logically strong or not. So here we will be doing some hands-on experience, that is increment and decrement. Then we will learn about relational operators, bitwise operators, Boolean, logical operators, and conditional operators. So this logical operators we will be seeing, because when you into the real-time development, you will be using the and or operation a lot. So here also we'll be doing a demo for all these topics. I'll be doing a program for you and show. At least I will be adding one operation between two operands and I'll be printing it. So this you can see real time how the output would be. And next thing what we will see here is conditional statements. So once you have the operations, you know what are the operations. The next thing is conditions. So basic things, it is available in other programming languages also, but how you can use it in Java, we'll be seeing the demo. That is if, else if, and else if later, we'll be seeing that nested else if and all we'll be seeing. Then we will be seeing the switch. Though we may not use switch much in our development, when you are in the organization, very rarely we will be using switch. But still, as part of the interview preparation, I'll be covering the switch also with a demo. So you will be seeing a program related to that. Next topic is arrays. In array, you will be seeing what is array, why we are not using the regular data types, why we are jumping into array concept. Then array, there are different types available: single dimensional, two dimensional, and multi-dimensional. So I would say with my personal experience, multi be using at all, but still it's good to learn. So we'll be learning that also. For single dimensional and multi-dimensional, we will see the real-time demos. I'll be writing a program and I'll be running it lively and showing you so you can see that. And reading an input, passing an input using loops, array using loops. That also we will be seeing under the arrays concept. Then we will be learning the concept of loops, because loops is the core you will be using frequently in your development. When you become a Java developer, without for loop you can't run. I can say any of your file, you will see what at least a for loop would be there. So we will be learning the important concept, the basic Java concept, one of the important thing, for loop. So we will be learning for loop, for each loop, then do while. So these loops will be covering as part of loop concept. So in this loop concept, for loop we will be stretching a lot because it will be used a lot in your real-time program. So for loop, I'll be covering nested loop also. It's not a single for loop. You will have a multiple for loops, a loop inside a loop. So nested loop I'll be covering. Why I'm covering this topic is, again, in your interview you would have come across, if you already attended an interview, some people would have asked this question. They would have asked you to print a pattern with some stars, with some 1 2 3, some patterns they will give. So if you know the nested loop concept, you can very well play with the pattern related questions. All the pattern related questions are related to the nested for loop logic only. So we will be doing that concept also. So nested for loop, we will be doing some demos. And in the nested for loop, we will be touching upon the break statement, the jump statements also. There are two jump statements, the break statement and continue statements. These two things with the example we'll be seeing. So again, how to break the inner for loop, how to break the outer for loop, how to continue the inner for loop, how to continue the outer for loop. So that also with the example we will be seeing. So this is the overall loop concept. Then coming back to the uh, so still, so far what and all I explained. Okay, it's related to the basic Java. This program we split into three different categories. One is basic Java, then intermediate, then the advanced Java. So far what and all we have observed, it's related to the basic concept. Then the next level we will be jumping, that is the methods and hoops related concept. Method is somewhat between basic Java and the intermediate Java, but I am taking in the uh, middle of these two things. So part of the things will be discussed in the basic Java concept, part will be discussed in the intermediate Java concept. So in methods, we will be seeing why we need a method, what how you can name a method, what is the structure of a method, what is argument, how you can pass an argument or the parameter to a method, what is return type, what are the different return types available, how to call a method, what is a calling method, what is a called method, how to get the data from the method. Say maybe in the first demo class, the terms which I'm using uh, will look like more techy, but when we jump into the real time class with the example, then you will see it is really easy. Because for everyone, when they see Java from outside, they will see it is really tough. But when you do your regular activities, when you jump into the real training mode and learning mode, you will feel it is really easy. But the terms and all, for the very first time, if you are seeing this for the very first time, maybe you may feel that this looks somewhat tricky, but when you get into the learning phase, obviously you feel comfortable and you will learn along with the training courses. So methods, these are the things I'll be covering. Then what is the scope of a method, scope of a variable? So variable itself, there are so many types: instance variable and your local variable, global variable. So in the very beginning itself, I won't be telling what is instance variable, because you should know what is class. Then only if I say instance variable, you will understand what is instance variable. So when you look at this course content, you may feel that it has so many topics in a aligned way. But when I take a class, I will skip some of the topic and cover in the relevant area. because when I cover class, then if I explain instance variable, you can understand. So that is how it will be there. But at the end of the training, all the topics will be covered. So next thing is we will be seeing the classes and objects. So the OOPS concept, this is the main core of any Java or the any OOPS related things. This is the main class and objects. So some people may feel or comfortable with the initial topics only. Till loops or conditional, they feel comfortable. When we jump into the classes or objects, they may feel it is not easy for me, because most of the times, most of the online materials, it is related to the theoretical concept. They will try to explain everything more technical way, but what I'll be doing here is I'll be explaining you with the real time examples. So I'll try to pitch in slowly, but all the concept will be covering, but slowly I'll be pitching in each and every topic, then it will be covered. So classes will be covering most of the things like what is a class, what is object, what is attributes, methods. So if you create an object, how a memory will be allocated, and what is a constructor. So in constructor, we will be seeing different things like what is default constructor, what is copy constructor, this pointer, then what is anonymous object, and how you can pass an object, and how you can return an object, what is anonymous class, what is passing reference. So these are the things we will be covering. Why we are covering these many topics is there are some cases when you go for an interview, they will give you a program and they will ask you to debug it. They will say that there is some error in this program. Can you please debug it? Especially they will play with the objects and the pointers, that is your object related concepts only, the this keywords, and how you are passing the reference. They will play with that. So we are mainly covering this part because to cover the debugging session in your interview part. So here these are the topics we'll be covering in the classes and objects. And next thing is we will be covering the inheritance, one of the important hoops concept. Apart from your interview, in your day-to-day development, you need this inheritance concept. So you might not be knowing it. Behind the scene, all your classes is inherited from a base class. One object class would be there. So you might be thinking that I'm not using inheritance in my coding. I'm a part of organization. I'm not using inheritance. It is not like that. All your classes are inherited from your object class. There is a base class available. Without our knowledge, we are doing using the inheritance concept. So inheritance is one of the important topic we should be knowing. So in inheritance, I'll be explaining what is access relationship. You will be knowing that, and I'll be explaining what are the different types of inheritance available, and why we don't have a concept of multiple inheritance in Java. For in other programming language, okay, you have the concept of multiple inheritance, but in Java we don't have it. So I'll be explaining what is the problem and what is the solution also I'll be explaining. Next thing is we will be touching upon the uh, garbage collector. So what is the garbage collector? Why we need it? What is a finalized keyword? So that and all I'll be covering. Then I'll be covering the static concept. What is a static method? What is the static data? Those things I'll be covering. Then I'll be covering the concept of encapsulation. So here we will be touching upon the